As we continue our focus on crime this morning, last night, well, actually on Monday night into the early hours of yesterday, the Morning Live team, represented by producer Tom Molepo, Sandile Mchunu and myself, joined the Gauteng High-Speed Unit in one of their traffic law enforcements. Now, while they were observing crime-fighting operations, they received a tip-off about a raid that was taking place in Slovo Park in Johannesburg. Now, one thing you need to know is that this unit, besides the fact that it does patrol the highways, if they are needed elsewhere, they will make their way to other crime scenes. And many of the times what they do say is when they are catching some of these very fast driving vehicles, they're either getting away from a crime, they are trying to transport illegal goods, or in general there is another crime that's associated with them. Well, on this evening we happen to be a part of one of those moments. Take a look. We found ourselves in Slovo Park now. There's just been a tip-off that one of the houses in the area is selling mandrakes. So we've joined a police raid. They've come from Eldo's, but we're now in Slovo Park, and they have just gone in there now. And yeah, we're waiting to see what happens. We're standing right here. So this was an unexpected turn, but this is what we're here to capture. So we've just gone into all of these different surrounding shacks here. This is where the tip-off happened, and we actually heard one of the officers saying that they bought drugs here this afternoon and they had planned to come and raid, but it seems like a lot of it has been hidden. But that's what the search is now, just to try and find it. But one of the big problems that they say that they struggle with is that the community get tipped off, and this comes from the police. This is all what we're being told. So obviously it needs to be verified, but we can kind of see it happening here. So they have found crystal meth and a few other things, but there's no way that that is all it is, because they were saying that this is a hotspot for drugs and there is so much here. But with all of these police personnel, they are still in the middle of raiding and trying to search and find anything that they possibly can. But there's definitely been some form of a tip-off here, and this is the problem, because they get tipped off, they hide it, and then they pick it up and carry on tomorrow morning. And this is the scourge of where you find so much happening. And as much as these guys are trying and they're coming in and they are doing their job, but somebody is coming in and running it. So that's what we're witnessing here tonight. And we honestly did think that we were going to find a lot more than we did, but it seems that that's not the case. They've been tipped off. This evening we've been under the amazing direction of our driver, who's part of this elite team, Sandile Mchunu. And I must say it's been absolutely incredible seeing it. But this is a very different place to be speaking. But I know that we're speaking right outside the raid, and I can see the guys coming outside coughing, and obviously they've inhaled something or something's going on there. But I know this raid is still taking place. I mean, you guys do this all the time. This is crazy.
Well, I suppose it depends on perspective. Yeah. This is our way of life. It's what we chose to do. We love what we do. Yeah. So it's not as crazy.
I suppose for someone like me coming in, yeah, it is. I can't think of another word that crazy, but I admire you and the rest of your team for what you're doing. I mean, what made you choose this?
Well, I've got this answer that I've always been saying, that I've always wanted to be the change that I see in society. Yeah. And being a mom of 4 beautiful daughters, why not be the change? Yeah. Who better to make the change? And so I decided to become a law enforcer.
Yeah, we got a lot of money in.
Okay, so we just, I mean, this is a live scene that we're busy talking at the moment. So so these are the bullets that we...
What are the other stuff? Come show us.
So this is crystal meth and And that's the money.
The money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the reality is that there's so much happening behind the scenes here. As much as you try and do your work, there's tip-offs you have to contend with, and the danger of a scene like this. I must say, I was incredibly nervous coming in here, thinking what's going to happen. But you guys just bravely, you go in. I mean, and you leave your 4 kids at home. This is risking your life every day to do things like this.
Somebody's got to do it, and why not me? And I just, the sad part is that we don't get enough recognition, especially the females, because by nature we are nurturers, and we wouldn't particularly want to be out here, but some of us really have what it takes to come out here and make that change. Like I say, make it safer, just a better place to be in, whether it's seen or not seen.
Well, it's around about 1:30 in the morning, and we've been going all night, and it has been one of the most fascinating journeys, I must say. Something that I've never really given too much thought to be with this unit, this undercover unit that does such incredible work. And I want to speak to the spokesperson as we wrap this up, Slovo Park, who's been just great and accompanying us on this journey and showing us exactly what it is that this unit does, but how it works with other units as well. I mean, Slovo, this is a Monday night, and I know you guys keep on saying that you should be here on a Friday or a Saturday because it's insane. But I mean, this has been incredibly fascinating for us. So thank you to you and the team.
Thank you so much, Leon, and thank you to the SABC for having afforded us the opportunity, just to unlock what we are doing. I must say that it's operations that we conduct every now and then, but this one was really a high-density operation focusing mainly on speed measurement as well as crime prevention operation. In fact, we had 2 operations. The one was crime prevention operation, which was conducted in your El Dorado Park area, and the other one was speed enforcement.
Yeah, and it was great to witness both of them, because let's talk on the speed enforcement one. Sometimes you always think, but why are you catching people speeding when you could be out doing some other stuff? But tonight it really opened my eyes that when you get these guys, I mean, this is lawlessness on another level, and you catch a guy driving 190, 200 kilometers an hour, he is drunk and he's high. The amount of people that's lives are at risk because of just this individual, this is an important aspect of crime that we perhaps overlook sometimes.
That's correct. Remember, overspeeding is one of the major contributory factor to our road traffic crashes, if one looks at it. If a person is doing 192 kilometer per hour on a 120 kilometer per hour zone, you must remember that this person they are endangering their life. That's number one. Number two, they do not consider the presence of other road users. Something could happen. You've got roadworks. Gauteng is a very small province, heavily congested. If a person is doing 192 kilometer per hour, that speed is not acceptable. It's illegal. It's also dangerous to other road users, and that's what we are trying to curb in our speed enforcement operations. That's why you see that we have managed to arrest 5 people across the province. Some were detained in Littleton Police Station, others were detained in the Bramley Police Station. Across the province, in a space of 4 hours, let me say, we were able to arrest 5 suspects. It's not something that we are happy about, but we will keep on doing it, because we cannot allow people to drive that speed, whereas our people's lives are being endangered.
And, the scary statistic that you guys were giving me was how many people actually die on Gauteng roads a week. And we're talking between 60 and 70 people that die at the scene of an accident every single week. I mean, this is insane.
That's correct. We always tell people that one life lost for us is just too many. So you have just given like 60 to 70. It doesn't matter how many people are dying. We no one is expected to be dying as a result of a road traffic crash.
Yeah.
We all have got the power to prevent road traffic accident from happening by simply complying with the rules of the road.
Indeed.
I mean, who does not know that the general speed limit on in an urban area is 60 kilometers per hour? In a freeway, maximum 120 kilometers per hour, but you still get people doing over 160 kilometers per hour, heavily congested. I mean, we have started our operation just after 1600 hour. At about that time, you still have the presence of other road users. The traffic flow is impeded, but people still do 160, 190 kilometers per hour. And this is the kind of behavior that we are totally abhor as law enforcement officials. It will not be tolerated by ourselves.
And the one thing that I think is important, and we perhaps haven't emphasized it enough of what this unit does, is, I mean, obviously you talk about people that are speeding, but there's also a lot of criminality added to what they're doing, whether they be getaway cars or whether they be people that are transporting drugs, or I mean, there are numerous reasons that you could find yourself in a chase which could actually eventually be a shootout, and that's what we've been told by the guys here that work for the unit.
That's correct. In some instances, when we we chase these vehicles, we find that this person has just committed some other illegal activities, such as selling of drugs, or maybe they were trying to get away. So the bottom line is, no one would want to be endangered by such kind of irresponsible behavior. And we are trying to stop that. And we tell our people that the crime doesn't pay. You will have to obey the rules of the road, or you start to worry about our presence. But we will still carry on conducting this kind of operation as and when the need arises. And that is why we are doing it even during the night when these people are not expecting us. They should not worry when they do not see us. Their worriness should be, they must just comply with the rules of the road. That's it.
Yeah, indeed. And believe me, South Africa, they sneak up on you when you least expect it, because they are there and you don't even know they're there, and then suddenly you see this blue light. Just finally, as we wrap up, because what we ended this evening on was something that was unexpected, and it landed up being a raid. It was a drug bust, and I saw other units coming in and also participating in this, and these are it's the biggest problem that we do have in this country. Obviously, there's many problems, but drug dealing, drug abuse, communities that are completely addicted, and this ruins lives. And we went into one of them tonight. I mean, is this something as well that this unit assists with?
That's correct. The inception of our traffic wardens, I must say that is yielding positive results. As we have seen in Eldorado Park, in fact, 2 youngsters have been arrested for being in possession of firearms as well as live ammunition. Earlier, I think around about 5 o'clock. In fact, there was a woman complaining at the police station, in Eldorado police station, that she was pointed with a firearm. They tried to rob this woman. We went down and hunted down these suspects, and 2 suspects were arrested to that effect. A 29-year-old was also arrested for selling man drugs. So this kind of operations, we are doing undercover operations just to make sure that our people are safe. Like I've just mentioned, the important thing is for all our communities to ensure that when they see these illicit activities, they must also report them to us. But we will carry on, continue to have this raid to cap criminality within our communities. We've got a mandate to ensure that our communities are safe out there. It doesn't matter what time of the week, it doesn't matter during the night, during the day, we will still go and conduct these operations.
All right. Selo, thank you. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you for having us, being a part of this. And it's something that we don't get to do very often, but you allowed us to see behind the scenes and exactly what goes on. So thank you very much to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Selo. We're also, coincidentally, and I haven't mentioned that at all, we're actually at the 10111 control center. So when you do call in, we haven't been inside. Obviously, you've got to get permissions to do certain things, and we didn't have permission to go inside, but this is the nationwide 10111 call center. So when you do phone, this is where you go through to. So that we'll have to cover on another time as we wrap up this adventure that has seen us moving into the early hours of the morning. But for everyone else that's still standing around here, it certainly doesn't seem that way, because they've got to get out and carry on doing what they do while we call it a good night or a good morning, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so that was our Monday night, would you believe it? I mean, that's a normal Monday night in Johannesburg, and this is it's a big problem. I mean, when you see the amount of crime that's committed, and I suppose crime knows no day of the week, but certainly as I was speaking to Sello, just talking to the fact of what they do, and they called it a quiet evening, but for us, it was just a crazy evening to witness. And, you know, I don't know if you noticed that during that particular raid, there was not just, obviously we were with the high-speed unit, but there were many other units involved in that raid. And the young crime wardens were a part of that as well. You know, the Green Beans, the Amapanyazas, those guys, they were there. And I was very impressed to see them a part of this. And they're very young, they're very eager, very energetic, and a lot of them were a part of this, tipping off what happens in the community. They know what's going on. And some of them were the ones that actually had been there in the afternoon. And this is where the drugs were bought. And then, of course, that evening when they went in for the raid, that was where this was being sold. But unfortunately, they obviously were tipped off and it was hidden. But this was a very fascinating journey. And I must say, it's also very important because all of us complain. All of us look and say, the police aren't doing enough. What do the traffic officials do? All we're worried about is getting tickets. It's not about that. There are some unbelievable people that are in our police force, in any division, that are doing everything they can to keep us safe. But there are also incredibly bad elements. So I'm glad we got to show the good elements this morning.